Have you ever wanted to join a conversation, but suddenly realized that you didn't know what to say? Many English learners face this problem every day. They understand English, they know many words, and they have studied grammar. Yet when someone asks them to speak about a topic, their minds become completely blank. This happens because speaking confidently is not only about knowing English, it is also about organizing your thoughts in a clear and simple way. The good news is that this is a skill anyone can learn with regular practice. You do not need to be a native speaker or have a huge vocabulary. You simply need the right method and the confidence to begin. Imagine someone asks you, "What is your favorite season?" Instead of worrying about creating a perfect answer, start with one simple sentence. For example, you can say, "My favorite season is spring." This opening sentence immediately gives your listener a clear idea of your topic. After that, continue by explaining your reason. You might say, "I enjoy spring because the weather is pleasant, the flowers bloom, and I love spending time outdoors." Then add a personal example, such as, "Last spring, I visited a beautiful park with my family, and we had a wonderful picnic together." By following this easy pattern, you can speak naturally without feeling nervous. Many learners believe they must use difficult words to sound intelligent, but this is not true. Clear and simple English is always more effective than complicated sentences that are difficult to understand. Native speakers often communicate using everyday vocabulary because their goal is to express ideas clearly, not to impress others with difficult language. As you practice, focus on sharing your thoughts instead of searching for perfect words. The more you speak, the more confident you will become, and your fluency will improve little by little. Remember that every great English speaker started as a beginner. They became fluent because they practiced consistently, accepted their mistakes, and continued learning every day. From now on, whenever someone gives you a topic, don't panic. Take a deep breath. Begin with one simple sentence. Explain your reason, add a personal example, and keep talking. With this simple technique, you will discover that speaking English on any topic is much easier than you ever imagined. Many English learners believe that speaking fluently means talking quickly or using advanced vocabulary. However, real fluency comes from expressing your ideas in a clear and organized way. When you learn how to develop one simple idea into several meaningful sentences, speaking English becomes much easier. Instead of trying to create long and complicated answers immediately, begin with a basic statement and then expand it step by step. This simple technique helps you stay calm, think clearly, and continue speaking without long pauses. For example, imagine someone asks, "What do you like to do in your free time?" Start with a short and direct answer such as, "I enjoy reading books." Once you have introduced your main idea, explain why you enjoy it. You might say, "Reading helps me relax after a busy day, and it also teaches me new things." Then make your answer more interesting by adding a personal experience. For instance, last month I read a book about successful people, and it inspired me to work harder toward my goals. Finally, you can end your response by sharing your opinion, such as, "I believe reading is one of the best hobbies because it improves both knowledge and imagination." With this simple structure, one short sentence becomes a complete and confident answer. Another important habit is to avoid memorizing fixed speeches. Instead, learn how to express your own ideas naturally. Every topic is different, but the method remains the same. Begin with your main idea. Explain it clearly, provide an example or personal experience, and finish with a simple conclusion. This approach allows you to speak about almost any subject without feeling confused or running out of ideas. Remember that confidence grows through practice, not perfection. Every time you answer a question, focus on organizing your thoughts rather than worrying about grammar mistakes. The more you practice this speaking pattern, the more natural it will become. Over time, you will notice that your answers become longer, your vocabulary expands, and your confidence increases. Speaking English is like building a house, one brick at a time. Every sentence you add makes your communication stronger, clearer, and more effective. One of the easiest ways to speak confidently about any topic is by following a simple speaking structure. Many learners stop talking because they don't know what to say after their first sentence. The solution is to organize your ideas using 3 easy steps. Share your opinion. Explain your reason and give an example. This method keeps your answer clear, logical, and interesting. It also helps you avoid long pauses because you always know what to say next. Instead of worrying about creating perfect English, focus on sharing your thoughts in a simple and natural way. For example, imagine someone asks you to talk about technology. You can begin by giving your opinion. I believe technology has made our lives easier. Next, explain your reason by saying it helps people communicate, study, work, and find information much faster than before. After that, strengthen your answer with a real example. For instance, I use my smartphone every day to learn English, watch educational videos, and practice new vocabulary. Finally, finish your answer with a short conclusion such as, in my opinion, technology is a wonderful tool if we use it wisely and responsibly. By following the simple pattern, you can speak naturally without feeling lost. This method works for almost every topic you can imagine. If someone asks about friendship, you can begin with your opinion. Explain why good friends are important, and then share a personal experience about a friend who supported you during a difficult time. If the topic is education, express your opinion about learning. Explain how education improves people's lives, and give an example from your own school or learning journey. Even if the topic is completely new, this structure will help you organize your thoughts and continue speaking with confidence. The best way to master this technique is through daily practice. Choose one different topic every day and speak for 1 or 2 minutes using the same pattern. Don't worry if you make mistakes or repeat simple words. Your goal is not to sound perfect. It is to communicate your ideas clearly. As you continue practicing, your vocabulary will naturally improve, your confidence will grow, and speaking English on any topic will become easier than ever before. Remember, fluent speakers are not those who know the most difficult words. They are the people who know how to express simple ideas with confidence and clarity. One of the biggest challenges English learners face is continuing a conversation after giving their first answer. They often respond with one short sentence and then stop because they don't know what to say next. A simple way to solve this problem is to ask yourself easy questions about the topic. These questions help you discover new ideas and keep your conversation flowing naturally. Instead of trying to think of a perfect speech, let your own questions guide your answer step by step. This method is easy to practice and works for almost every speaking topic. For example, imagine someone asks, "What is your favorite hobby?" You might begin by saying, "My favorite hobby is cooking." Then ask yourself simple questions such as, why do I enjoy cooking? When did I start cooking? Who taught me? What do I like to cook the most? How does cooking make me feel? By answering these questions one by one, your response becomes much longer and more interesting. You could continue by saying, I enjoy cooking because it helps me relax and allows me to create delicious meals for my family. I started learning when I was a teenager by watching my mother prepare dinner. My favorite dishes are pasta and grilled chicken because they are easy to make and everyone in my family enjoys them. Whenever I cook, I feel happy and proud because I know I'm improving an important life skill. This technique is useful for every speaking topic. If someone asks you about your hometown, ask yourself questions like, where is it? What is it famous for? What do people like about it? Why is it special to you? If the topic is about your job, think about what you do, why you chose it, what you enjoy most, and what you hope to achieve in the future. Every answer you give creates another opportunity to ask yourself another simple question, making your conversation longer and more meaningful. The secret to becoming a confident English speaker is not memorizing hundreds of perfect sentences. It is learning how to think clearly and continue expressing your ideas naturally. Practice this method every day by choosing a new topic and asking yourself 5 simple questions before you begin speaking. As time goes on, you will notice that your answers become more detailed, your confidence grows stronger, and speaking English starts to feel easier and more enjoyable. Remember, every great conversation begins with one simple sentence and continues because you always have another question to answer. One of the easiest ways to sound more fluent in English is by connecting your ideas smoothly. Many learners speak in short, disconnected sentences, making their conversations feel incomplete. However, you don't need advanced grammar or difficult vocabulary to sound natural. By using simple linking words such as because so, also, but However, first, next, finally, for example, and in my opinion, you can join your ideas together and create longer, more meaningful answers. These small words make your speech easier to understand and help your listener follow your thoughts without confusion. Imagine someone asks, "Why do you enjoy learning English?" Instead of giving a very short answer like, "I like English. It is useful," try connecting your ideas naturally. You could say, "I enjoy learning English because it allows me to communicate with people from different countries. It also helps me watch educational videos, read interesting books, and understand international news. For example, I often watch English lessons on YouTube, and every day I learn something new. Because of this, I feel more confident whenever I speak English." In my opinion, learning English is one of the best investments a person can make for future. Notice how each sentence flows naturally into the next without sounding forced. You can use this technique in every conversation. If the topic is about travel, you might begin by saying where you want to go, explain why you chose that place, add an example of what you'd like to see, and finish with your opinion about the experience. If the topic is health, you can explain your daily habits, describe how they help you, and connect your ideas with words like therefore, besides, and finally. These simple connectors make even basic English sound confident and well organized. Remember that fluency is not about speaking very fast. It is about expressing your ideas in a smooth and logical way. Every time you practice speaking, challenge yourself to use a few new linking words instead of stopping after every sentence. At first, it may feel difficult, but with regular practice, these words will become a natural part of your speech. Over time, your conversations will become longer, clearer, and more engaging. The more you connect your ideas, the more confident you will feel, and the easier it will become to speak English on any topic with confidence. One of the best ways to become a confident English speaker is to support your ideas with real-life examples. Many learners give short answers that sound correct, but do not keep the listener interested. When you include a personal experience, a simple story, or an everyday situation, your English becomes more natural, engaging, and memorable. You do not need an exciting life or a perfect story. Even small experiences from your daily routine can make your speaking stronger and help you express yourself with confidence. For example, imagine someone asks, "Why is exercise important?" You can simply say, "Exercise is good for our health." While this answer is correct, it sounds too short. Instead, try expanding it with a real example. You might say, "I believe exercise is very important because it keeps our body healthy and gives us more energy. Last year, I started walking for 30 minutes every morning. At first, it was difficult, but after a few weeks, I noticed that I felt more active and happier throughout the day. Now, walking has become part of my daily routine, and I encourage my friends to stay active as well." This type of answer is much more interesting because it includes both your opinion and your personal experience. You can use the same method for almost any topic. If you are talking about travel, describe a place you have visited or a destination you hope to see in the future. If the topic is food, explain your favorite meal and tell a short story about a family dinner or a special occasion. If someone asks about learning English, talk about how you started, what challenges you faced, and how regular practice has helped you improve. These real-life examples make your answer sound genuine and allow your personality to shine through. Always remember that people enjoy listening to stories more than simple facts. A short personal experience makes your conversation easier to follow and helps your listener connect with what you are saying. As you continue practicing, challenge yourself to add one real example to every speaking topic. It does not have to be perfect or dramatic. It only needs to be honest and easy to understand. Over time, this habit will improve your fluency, increase your confidence, and make your English sound more natural. The more you connect your words with real experiences, the easier it will become to speak on any topic with confidence and clarity. One of the most powerful ways to improve your English speaking skills is to talk about your own experiences. Many learners become nervous because they think they must know everything about a topic before they can speak. In reality, the easiest subject to talk about is your own life because no one knows your experiences better than you. When you describe something that has happened to you, your ideas come naturally, your sentences become more meaningful, and your confidence grows. You do not need to invent stories or memorize difficult vocabulary. Simply speak honestly about your daily life, your memories, your dreams, and the lessons you've learned along the way. For example, imagine someone asks, "Tell me about a memorable day in your life." You can begin with a simple sentence such as, "One of the most memorable days of my life was my first day at college." Then explain why it was special. You might continue by saying, "I was excited but also a little nervous because I was meeting new teachers and classmates. Everything felt different, and I knew that a new chapter of my life was beginning." After that, describe what happened during the day. For instance, I made new friends, attended interesting classes, and learned many things that inspired me to work hard. By the end of the day, I felt much more confident and comfortable in my new environment. Finally, finish with what you learned from the experience. That day taught me that every new beginning may seem difficult at first, but with confidence and a positive attitude, great opportunities can appear. You can use the same approach for many different topics. If someone asks about your favorite vacation, describe where you went, who you traveled with, what you enjoyed the most, and why the trip was unforgettable. If the topic is your childhood, talk about your favorite games, your school life, or the people who influenced you. If someone asks about your future goals, explain what you hope to achieve, why those goals are important to you, and what steps you are taking to reach them. Every personal story makes your English sound more genuine because it reflects your own thoughts and experiences. Remember that speaking confidently is not about using perfect grammar or advanced vocabulary. It is about communicating your ideas clearly and naturally. The more you practice sharing your personal experiences, the easier it will become to speak on any topic. Every story you tell improves your fluency, strengthens your confidence, and helps you become a better communicator. So, whenever you practice English, don't be afraid to talk about your own life. Your experiences are unique, valuable, and the perfect source of ideas for becoming a fluent English speaker. Becoming fluent in English does not happen overnight. It is a result of small, consistent efforts made every single day. Many learners wait until they feel completely ready before they start speaking, but confidence is built through practice, not by waiting. The more you use English in your daily life, the more natural it becomes. Even if you only practice for 10 or 15 minutes each day, those small sessions will make a big difference over time. The goal is not to speak perfectly, but to speak regularly and keep improving little by little. A simple way to practice is to choose one everyday topic and speak about it for 1 minute. For example, you can talk about your morning routine, your favorite food, your family, your hobbies, your hometown, or your future dreams. Start with one clear sentence. Explain your ideas, give a reason, and add a personal example. If you cannot think of the right word, don't stop speaking. Use easier words to explain your idea and continue your conversation. This habit trains your brain to think in English instead of translating every sentence from your native language. Another effective technique is to speak while doing your daily activities. Describe what you are doing as if you are talking to a friend. For example, while making breakfast, you can say, "I am preparing my breakfast. Today, I am making eggs and toast. After breakfast, I will study English for 1 hour before go to work." When you are walking outside, describe the people, buildings, weather, and everything you see around you. These simple exercises help you develop the habit of thinking and speaking naturally without memorizing long scripts. The more often you do this, the faster your confidence and fluency will grow. Always remember that every fluent English speaker was once a beginner. They improved because they practiced consistently and never gave up after making mistakes. Do not compare your progress with anyone else. Focus on becoming a little better every day. Celebrate every new word you learn, every sentence you speak, and every conversation you complete. Fluency is a journey, and each day of practice brings you one step closer to your goal. Stay patient, stay positive, and keep speaking English whenever you have the opportunity. With dedication and daily practice, you will soon discover that speaking English on any topic has become natural, enjoyable, and full of confidence. One of the biggest obstacles to becoming fluent in English is not grammar or vocabulary. It is fear. Many learners know the word they want to say, but they stay silent because they are afraid of making mistakes or being judged by others. The truth is that every fluent English speaker has made countless mistakes while learning. Mistakes are not signs of failure. They are an important part of the learning process. Every time you speak, even if your English is not perfect, you are training your mind to communicate more naturally. Confidence grows through action, not by waiting until everything is perfect. Imagine you are talking to someone in English, and suddenly you forget a word. Instead of stopping the conversation, try explaining your idea using simpler words. For example, if you cannot remember the word umbrella, you can say, "It is something I use when it rains to keep myself dry." Your listener will usually understand what you mean, and the conversation will continue. This simple habit teaches you to communicate instead of worrying about perfect vocabulary. The goal of speaking is to share your ideas clearly, not to impress people with difficult words. Another excellent way to build confidence is to practice speaking aloud every day. Stand in front of a mirror and talk about your day. Describe your plans for tomorrow, or explain your opinion about a simple topic. You can also record your voice on your phone and listen to it later. At first, you may notice mistakes in your pronunciation or grammar, but this is completely normal. Instead of feeling discouraged, use those recordings to see how much you improve over time. Every practice session brings you one step closer to speaking naturally and confidently. Always remember that learning English is a journey, not a competition. Do not compare yourself with people who have been studying English for many years. Focus on your own progress and celebrate every small achievement. Every new word you learn, every sentence you speak, and every conversation you complete is proof that you are improving. Stay positive, keep practicing, and never let fear stop you from speaking. The more you use English in your daily life, the stronger your confidence will become. One day, you will look back and realize that the fear you once had has been replaced by confidence, fluency, and the ability to express yourself freely in English. Congratulations on reaching the end of this lesson. By completing these 10 parts, you have learned practical techniques that can help you speak English with greater confidence. You now know that becoming fluent is not about memorizing thousands of difficult words or trying to sound perfect. Real fluency comes from expressing your ideas clearly, organizing your thoughts, sharing personal experiences, using simple linking words, and practicing every single day. These small habits, when repeated consistently, will gradually transform your English speaking skills. From today onward, challenge yourself to speak English whenever you have the opportunity. Choose a new topic each day and talk about it for 1 or 2 minutes. Start with a simple opening sentence. Explain your opinion, give a reason, and support with a real-life example. If you make a mistake, don't stop speaking. Instead, continue your conversation and learn from the experience. Every mistake teaches you something valuable and brings you one step closer to becoming a fluent speaker. Remember, confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you build through action and consistent practice. Another important habit is to make English a natural part of your everyday life. Listen to English stories, watch educational videos, read simple articles, and speak aloud whenever you are alone. Describe what you see around you, explain your daily routine, and share your thoughts in English. The more you surround yourself with the language, the more comfortable you will become. Over time, you will notice that you no longer translate every sentence in your mind. Instead, you'll begin thinking directly in English, and speaking will feel much easier and more natural. Finally, always believe in yourself and enjoy the learning journey. Every fluent speaker was once a beginner who struggled with pronunciation, vocabulary, and confidence. The difference is that they never gave up. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate every small improvement. And remember that success comes from consistent effort. If you continue practicing every day, your English will improve faster than you imagine. Thank you for learning with English Story Studio. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our future English stories, speaking lessons, vocabulary practice, and listening exercises. Keep learning, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. See you in the next lesson, and happy English learning.